It's the beginning of the season. I've done a trip already and I wanted to do some maintenance on my trailer. The trailer's 2 years old now, and I'm going to grease the Dexter EZ Lube bearings. To do that, I need some grease. I'm using synthetic royal purple grease. I need a grease gun, a chopstick. No trailer should travel without a chopstick. I need a screwdriver and some paper towels. First thing I had to do was jack up the trailer so I could spin the wheel freely. It's only about a ½ an inch off the ground. Make sure you're well chocked so the trailer won't move. Okay, my Vistabule trailer is equipped with this cover. It covers the stock hub. I just thought it was attractive, and Vistabule supplied it to me, which is great. On here is a plastic cover with a small slot, and I loosened it already, but I'm going to pry off the cover, which will give me access to the axle, the hub. And this is the Dexter EZ Lube, which means to repack the bearings, you do not have to pull the wheel off and the brake drum and all that stuff and get at the bearings. What you do to repack this is underneath. So here's the outer covering. In here is the actual hub. You can buy the trailer without this covering, and you'll just see the hub there. In the middle of it is a rubber plug, this black rubber plug, and I'm going to gently pry that out. Yummy. Okay, and inside here you will see the little nipple here. Is a grease nipple known as a Zerk, named after Mr. Zerk, who invented it. And I'm going to put a grease gun on there, and I'm going to shoot in some grease. I may have to move the camera. I do have to move the camera. So here's my grease gun. I'm going to fit it onto the nipple, and I'm going to rotate the wheel, and I'm going to pump in grease until I see grease flush out of the around the bearing. I'll show that to you in a second. Okay, now it's starting to fill up. Okay, there it is. Okay, now I always have trouble getting the damn grease gun off. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this, give it a good wipe, and as you can see, I hope you can see that, I'll spin it. You should see the grease has puffed out, oozed out from around the edges. If you look up the Dexter EZ Lube axle, this is drilled all the way to the back, and it goes behind the bearings, inner and outer bearings, and it flushes both the inner and outer bearings. So you no longer have to pull the wheel and repack the bearings. This was meant for immersion, like boat trailers, and it was meant so you could repack it after you got water in there without pulling the wheel. It's a beautiful system. I love it. And Dexter, if you've ever dealt with them, is wonderful to deal with. I had a lot of questions for them. Now I'm going to wipe off the grease. I'm going to give it a good wipe. Ugh. Okay. I do see some purple color, which means I've pumped in enough grease to flush it. And I'm going to clean it up with my chopstick. Critical component. Do not go in the woods without a chopstick. That's the main reason I eat lots of Chinese food. Okay. There we go. I just want to thank Vistabule for using the Dexter axle. I think it's a great time saver. The last thing I want to do is get down here and start pulling the hubs and all that. Okay, so now, I hope you can see this. It should be pretty clean now, okay? And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pop in the rubber plug. Okay, the next step is for me to wipe off the rubber plug and put that in the old bung hole. Okay, got the plug here, and I'm going to try and insert this in. It's a little slippery. Maybe because it's a little greasy. There it goes. Okay. The rubber plug is in. Excellent. I'll wipe it off. back the cover on the hub cover, and I'm done. So supposedly you're supposed to grease your bearings every 10,000 miles. I don't know what the rules are. I do it once a season. I haven't racked up more than 10,000 miles in a season. The trailer's 2.5 years old, and that's all there is to it. I'll let down I'll lower the jack, and that's it. I'm done. It's a fairly clean job compared to pulling the bearings and repacking them and all the other stuff that goes with it. Yes, this is a wheel lock. People love to point that out to me or ask what it is, just to keep the honest people honest. The other maintenance that I'll do now is I will flush the water tank. To do that, I'll fill the water tank. I'll put in some, I think 90 drops of Clorox is what I calculated. I'll put that in there, I'll let it sit overnight, and then I'll flush it out. And then I'll flush it several times to get the Clorox taste out, and I'll be good to go next weekend. Looking forward to a nice outing next weekend in the middle of nowhere. Good hiking and everything else. So that's my maintenance. Not having a bathroom, not having a shower, not having plumbing means I don't have to fuss with all that stuff. Electrical system's very simple. Vistabule did a great job in construction. It's what I wanted, and I got what I wanted. It's perfect for me. By the way, my email address changed. If you need to get a hold of me, it's you can get me at cosmoweems@hotmail.com. Some people were corresponding, but Verizon stopped having email, so I had to change email. If you contact me there, I'll give you my private email address. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them. Like this video. You'll be helping me a lot. Thanks a lot.